Hit the mics, take a seat, it's about to ignite. Two dudes with the spread, keep your bets locked tight. Sports talk sharp like a razor blade edge. Numbers don't lie, no need for a hedge. Welcome to the greatest fucking show on earth. From the pitch to the court where legends birth. Plays and parlays, every wager's worth. Sit back, tune in, ride the wave of mirth. Game clock's ticking, we predicting the heat. Fast talk, faster stats, never tasting defeat. Breakdowns crisp, clear, a handicapper's delight. Rolling dice with insight under stadium lights. Feel the rush, odds crush and adrenaline flow. Front row seats in this betting expo. Chasing triumphs, breaking every curse. Welcome to the greatest fucking show on earth.
Hello and welcome, episode 28 of the Two Guys, One Spread podcast. We're hitting full steam here as we get to summer. Things are just cruising along. Golf is cruising along. I don't know, Tommy. I've just been such a train wreck in golf that I don't even know what to say about it.
Yeah, those are the tough weeks when you pull those stretches out, especially if you had a stretch of where you played decent, and then it's this like it's 3-4 rounds you just can't pull it together.
I started decent the first 2 or 3 rounds of the year. I felt like we're pretty good, and then it's just been like, it's not even like, oh man, like this is just letting me down consistently. It's been like the driver was my best club the first 3-4 rounds, and it's been all over. Last week, like not even close to making a putt. I told you today in my league, I had one where I just accepted double par and picked it up because I was just so mad. And then 2 holes later, it's a par 5, and I'm like 190 out, but I got to go over water, and I'm like, I'm going. I don't care.
Yeah.
Rip a hybrid. Get on the second tier of the green. Probably got, I don't know, 12, 14 feet for birdie.
Yeah.
Great shot. Like I said, high over the water, over everything. Sink the birdie putt. Feeling good. Next par 3, just yank it right in, just into the woods. Just. It's an iron. I'm like, dude, how hard is it? Just
right. No, you should never lose an iron like that far left or right. I know. I was starting the season. I had a bunch of club throws, little tosses. I softly send it back to the golf cart a little faster than I got there.
Yeah.
But, I know it's a frustrating game.
Definitely is, but we have a big round in the morning. We're going out golf.
I'm ready.
Me too. I'm ready to beat Chumpo. You know what I'm. So
we'll have some chatter afterwards. Make sure we win this matchup.
Absolutely. So we are we're at a quiet time in the sports world.
Yeah, it is. It's been a little active this week, though. A little active. We had some trades going down. I know that game-wise, it's very
quiet. Yeah.
I mean, Joe, the Mets have lost 14 out of their last 17. That is something you can watch if you really want to watch some baseball right now.
The problem is
Soto do absolutely nothing. They've lost their last 14 out of the last 17. Worst team in baseball.
The problem is they're going to win tonight, and I bet on them to lose. So
all right, well, there you go.
That's where it goes bad, right?
Yeah, that is where it goes bad. It is a tough time for actual watching sports. You got the soccer. You into soccer, anybody? No. I know. I saw that the men's team won tonight. I mean, it's good for America, I guess.
Who did they play?
Guatemala. Listen, Guatemala is basically the same size as the United States, so you can see why it's a fair fight.
The country is?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I was
like the size of like West Seneca, probably. I have no idea.
I know it's remarkable. I know. Yeah, no, soccer is. I mean, when you get to the World Cup, and I'll try and follow a little bit,
Right.
but no,
No, I
it's
hear you.
it's it's rough. I had a couple buddies over the other night, and we were like, I mean, this was like Monday night, and baseball or the games hadn't even started. Like baseball, I was like, holy smokes! Sometimes you catch like a daytime
Yeah,
one.
daytime game.
You know what we watched? We watched UFC one.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it was
It was
quite an
different
event.
back then. People forget
What?
how it was not the same.
No, it wasn't. And I remember I read some article or listened to one of the 30-30s about that, and just what a crazy event it was. Like they barely even like knew the rules of what was going on. The competitors and the guys running it, and they'd been trying to get it going for I think multiple times, and whether it was the funding or they couldn't get fighters to do it, but
Right. And there's no weight classes. I believe there was no weight classes
yeah,
back then.
no.
Yeah. It was wild. I remember watching. It was fun to watch.
It was. I mean, now but at the time, it was definitely interesting. So,
Yeah.
all right. I think we'll touch on a couple things before we get into the NFL fantasy running back discussion. Real quick, hockey free agency started.
Right.
It was relatively quiet compared to the past couple seasons. Like I think last year they said there was like $1.4 billion given out in contracts, and this year was like half of that. But I don't know if there were quite the names out there in typical
I mean, Florida just signed all their own guys. So.
which again, I've said this before. I know it's harder to do, but this proves that it can be done when you have the good culture and a good environment. This is where I think I called on Josh Allen to do this. Like those guys were actually like, you know what? I will take a little bit less because I like playing here. I like the culture. I like competing. I've made a fair amount of money. We could come back and win again. And all three of those guys, they structured the contracts a certain way, but I think all three of those guys probably could have gotten more money.
Right. Going somewhere else.
Someplace else.
Right.
Ekblad for sure. Marchand maybe. I don't. I mean, I know he got a pretty decent term, like a number of years considering his age, but.
Yeah.
You know what? Like what? Hey, man, that was awesome. That was so much fun. Let's run it back, and that was impressive. And then you have a couple teams that are, Toronto did what they.
Yeah, Marner leaves. They do a little trade. Oh, I mean, that was the biggest name that I think of that moved. Do you have anybody bigger than Marner?
No, the Rangers signed that Russian defenseman from the Kings. They paid pretty good money. But they wound up, losing one of their top defensemen. I'm drawing a blank. The Canadians, right? They had a deal with the Islanders, I think.
Right.
I believe they signed. Let's see. They've signed that defenseman. They gave him some pretty decent money.
Right. Heineman?
No. Let me.
I think I'm right. Oh, Dobson.
Yeah. Did you have his contract details? That's what
Let's see. It's a 2-year deal. Let me see if it gives me the. Let's see what they say here. I don't have the exact details here.
All right, yeah. The Rangers paid 7 years, $7 million for that Gavrikov, and I think that's I mean, I know he was one of the top guys, out there. Vancouver kept a couple of their own, and Patrick Kane just.
Yeah, he went to the Canucks.
No. He stayed with the Red Wings.
Oh, Patrick Kane. I'm sorry, Patrick Kane. I'm thinking of
Oh, you're thinking of Vander.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, both of those guys really bother me.
right,
Patrick Kane, I want so bad to just come back to Buffalo, where you're from,
right.
get him to the playoffs, and literally just be like a
Be a
Buffalo.
hero. He's already a hero here. Be an even bigger hero. Be actually playing here. Get us out of the slump, and you'd be. I mean, you're everything.
I know, and I just like I feel like there's a part of me that's like, if he was going to Florida, I'd be like, dude, the guy wants to win. I get it.
Right.
You know what I
hear
mean?
ya.
But like, I feel like just keeps going back to Detroit, which is essentially they've been Buffalo for the last 8 years, 10 years. Maybe it's not quite as long,
Right.
but I don't know. I mean, Marchand got 6 years, so that's a lot because he's older. But
Let's talk about the real big deals, though.
the big
Real
one.
big deals that we haven't talked about. We've named some names, but we haven't talked about the names that have moved, and they all went to one team, which is pretty amazing. It doesn't happen very often.
No,
Let's talk about the Sabres free agents, because these
I
guys that they brought in, it's going to change the culture.
listen. I absolutely would. Like I said, I think I defended him a little bit on the Paterka deal. I'm okay with it, but they consistently sign guys in free agency for like 5 years
Right.
that I've just never even heard of. And like the number of guys that signed for, I gotta think it's the league minimum, right?
Gotta be league minimum.
$775,000, which to me is a ton of money, but
Yeah.
in the hockey world, like it's remarkable.
So I actually got their salaries right here. So
Okay.
we got Danforth. He's our winger. We paid him 3 million, 3.5 million.
For 1 year?
2 years. That's 2 years.
Okay.
So you're right. So you split it in half.
Yeah.
And then you got Alex Lyon, goalie. That's a 2 year deal. 3 million. So 1.5 for.
Where does I guess he's just what is the plan for him? It has to be you're the backup and Levi's down in Rochester again.
Can we leave Levi back in Rochester another year? I mean, I guess you can.
Well,
I don't know the plan.
Where else does Lyon fit in? I don't understand where he fits in if that's not the plan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. We got Zachary Jones. Good old Zachary Jones.
Okay.
Defenseman. Hey, listen, you're always asking for more defensemen. 1 year deal, 900. And then we got Carson Meyer, winger, 2 year deal, 1.5. That's league minimum right there.
That's the 770. I mean, they just.
And then Mason Gerston, defenseman, another 2 year deal, league minimum, 1.5 million. This is it. This is these are your new Buffalo Sabres.
I mean, there's a part of me that I get at a loss because I say it all the time. Like I hate when my team signs the top free agent. I feel like 60% of the time that contract's going to go bad, right? Or you're overpaying. But I mean, we're bringing those guys in. None of them are top 6. Maybe one of them gets top 9 forward minutes, but is it much different than the guys we just let out the door?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're just swapping.
I mean, again, my hopes now lie in that Quinn has a better season than, and again, I'm hopeful. I want to be. He's young.
Yeah.
and growth could be there.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, but and again, I did say this too. I feel that they need to get better defensively. So maybe these guys, because we don't know their name, maybe they add that piece in, right? Maybe they are better defensively, and that's the difference. But I don't know. You see guys being signed, and you're like, oh man, like league minimum. Like who's this guy?
Right.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Like.
I don't know. That's
And we're not up against the cap, so I can't even, I can't,
right.
I can't sit on that and be like, oh, that's the problem, right?
You're right. All right. I know. I know. All you can do is hope for the best, Joe.
I
All you
just
can do.
I just want to make the playoffs.
I know.
I just want to make the playoffs and have that feeling of a series, a series, right?
One series.
One series, and I'm
That
super satisfied.
feeling back just of watching playoff hockey and every shot mattering. And
Yeah.
I know. Well, we'll see. We got to October, and right now, the hope. That's what you got until October.
You got well, yeah. You got hope. I
You
don't
got
know.
hope.
Mm.
Who also has hope? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe. I think they've made some good moves. I think Ramsey. I'm talking about the trade they made with Miami.
Yeah.
Um, they traded Fitzpatrick for Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, and I think they swapped picks, but that's really not the important part.
Yeah.
I do think Miami really needed a safety in the worst way. They had one of the worst safeties, the ex-Bill. He was so bad last year. So they did need a safety. But I was very surprised they gave up Jonnu Smith. I don't know what they're doing there. It's not like he took in huge money. I know Pittsburgh added a year onto his contract. That's basically it.
But he had so he had
an amazing. What are you gonna do? I mean, I know this. Mostert came out and was like, "Here you go again. They don't sign their players," and the guy stats last year were insane.
Yeah, but it's 1 year out of
I'm
seven.
not saying, and all Pittsburgh did was add one more year onto his contract. So they just paid him this year and one more year. You're telling me he didn't earn it from last year?
I think they want to. I think they want to get their receivers the ball a little bit more. And
he led the team in yards after catch, which is insane considering you got Waddle and Hill.
Yeah, but you know how bad they were.
I know.
Last. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love. I mean, you've been in the league, and again, he's had some decent seasons. Yeah,
he's been all right.
I don't know. I mean, I think part of it is one, they didn't want to pay him or extend him, right?
Right.
And two, they really, really wanted to get out of the Ramsey situation.
Right. He didn't want to be there, so you just, you made it happen.
Yeah, and he has. I mean, he's definitely. I know there's some analytics that say he's been okay, right? And then there's some other numbers that show that he's certainly not the shutdown guy that he was.
Right.
But oh man, I'll tell you what, this is, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I'm not sure I don't know if you know what you have, right? Like They are, I mean, what an off season.
It's been an interesting off season. Listen, they got two good tight ends now with Freiermuth and Smith. They have their ace wide receiver. I think they could use some depth, another wide receiver. But their offense looks better than it's been. And they have a young now rookie running back. Their defense, even though I heard something today about Watt people are calling to see if he's available.
They better hope their defense is good. That offense to me doesn't scare me that much. It really doesn't.
Right.
I mean, Freiermuth, nice tight end, nice player. I'm not scared by him. Jonnu Smith, like I said, had a great season. Maybe that's part of the reason why, the receiving numbers were down in Miami, and they were just dinking and dunking and doing
Right.
more. And again, I'm not afraid of him. I think he could be a nice tight end. Running backs, I mean, Jaylen Warren, nice player, regular running back.
Right.
More running backs. I'm not Aaron Rodgers. I'm not a
But they
fan of.
drafted a
I'm
young
not.
rookie running back as well, so that's probably going to be their number one. And obviously, we
Yeah,
don't know
but
anything about him.
Warren, I think I feel
He
like
never
they.
signed. I listen every time. I hear a lot about Warren, and he shows spurts, but he's never been a guy who's like.
Yeah, I think both of those guys.
I'm nervous about him being a number one.
Both of those guys are going to get between 100 and 150 carries, right? And
I'm arguing that they're better. I think they are better offense than they were last year. I don't even know if it's. I think they're kind of considerably better.
see,
I mean,
I definitely don't think they're considerably better.
they're trying. They're making moves. I don't know what Miami's doing. I do think Fitzpatrick. They needed a safety. I don't agree with the move of Jonnu Smith. So what did they do? They moved their tight end, and then they quickly go and make a trade for a guy who was retired for about a week, and traded a 6th-round pick to bring in Waller.
When did Waller
who everybody remembers had a great year in 2019. It was awesome. 2019 is not that. It's kind of a while ago now.
I know,
He's been terrible since.
When did Waller? I mean, I obviously haven't heard. I know he hasn't been playing.
He didn't play at all last year.
What?
I don't think he played a snap last year.
No, I know, but was he retired?
He officially retired, yeah. But he was retired, but still, he's still the property of the team that had him.
I'm trying to see if I can find out when he retired.
I don't think it was that long ago. But
June 2024.
June 2024.
So last year.
So last year. And then they obviously didn't play at all last year. I mean, I know we talk about draft picks not being important and this and that.
I mean,
you're telling me another team that has a bunch of tight ends that you couldn't. I guess he's a high risk, high reward type guy, but
yeah,
he's been non-existent for 5 years, 4 years minimum.
Yeah, but listen, things went terrible, and really terrible in New York.
Right.
Right.
Joe, we're talking 4 or 5 years since he's been anything.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just
saying, go talk to a team that's got depth at tight end and see if they'll give you somebody who's at least.
I don't know how much they're paying him. 5
years. I think it's it might be. It's probably 2.5. They said 5 years, but I think 2.5 with some incentives if he hits it.
He's 31. He's obviously. He's not. He's not. He should be healthy.
He should be. His hamstrings and stuff like that. Nothing you can do. That just happens. But I don't know. I think it's stupid.
think. Oh, listen. I told you on previous episodes. I'm not high on Miami. So
no. I was reading about, and I own him in our dynasty league, so I'm excited about it. But when Jonnu Smith played and didn't play last year, when he didn't play, Achane had 3 to 4 more receptions a game. Tua loves the dink and dunk. That's his game. He's gonna take that quick pass, whatever. So, as a Achane fan or anybody who owns Achane, you might be getting a couple more receptions, which is great. But I agree. I think Miami's offense is gimmicky, and they dominate the bottom third of the league. Um, and then when they play the top third of the league, they don't do anything.
Well, Miami. I know we talked. Is Miami better than the Jets?
Uh, I think I had them better than the Jets, and maybe you didn't. I think I have Miami better than the Jets. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
The Jets defense was really bad last year.
It,
Yeah, and they lost Mosley. I, the Jets defense was bad last year, so I put them ahead of them. Yes.
oh, interesting. That'll be interesting. That'll be close. I'm a little higher. I'm a little higher on the Jets than you.
I know you are. I know you are.
So,
I
I think
think
Justin.
they are exactly the same team they were a year ago. I mean, I think it gives you more mobility, and their defense it better have improved because it was really bad. So I give Miami the edge, but I don't really love what they're doing, but which is fine. I mean, it's
Yeah. No, I'm not sure. I don't. Like I said, there's a couple teams that like I feel like I get what the Raiders are trying to do, right?
right.
Like I get that plan. I'm comfortable with it, right? I don't think anybody in the Raiders organization thinks they're winning a Super Bowl in the next year or two. I do think that they can contend for the playoffs,
Right.
get a little stability with Pete Carroll, with
Right.
Geno Smith, with a good young running back who can maybe take the pressure off a little bit. Jacoby Myers is kind of a nice wide receiver. Is he elite stud number one?
No, but he's a good guy to have on your team. You want a third receiver? That is the guy you want. He
Yeah.
just is. He's going to get you that 6 for 70, 6 for 80. He's going to throw in 6 touchdowns.
That's right, and I think that could be a number one receiver on a team if you're playing, somewhat conservative type
Right.
football.
Bowers catching 90 to 100.
That's right, and that's what Pete Carroll kind of is. That's what he's always been for the most part.
Right.
So like I see that. I'm not sure what the Steelers and the Dolphins. I'm not sure what that plan is. I mean, I feel like for the Steelers, it has to be win right now.
Well, it is. Yeah, I think they're making moves to try to win right now. I don't see that they're not. Listen, I said I think they're better than last year. I don't know. I don't even know if they're a winning game in the playoffs better. But I do think they're better.
Like if you're when you go for it, right?
I also think like last year they won games by like 3 points, 4 points all the time. That doesn't always happen either. Those are tough wins. So
when you go for it, when you're like we're in win right now, you're making. Like I feel like you should be pretty darn close.
Right.
And
I do agree with that. When you make moves like that, you gotta be like, man, we're close.
Like when the Rams, they were like, we're really good, man. I don't know if Goff's the guy. We're going for it. They went and they got Ramsey. They went and they got Stafford.
Right.
And they were like, man, we're close. We're there.
They got Odell Beckham Jr. that year. That was their other move they made that year.
I mean, I just don't think the Steelers were close.
No. I mean, they lost the last 4 of the regular season, and then they got killed in the playoffs. And, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they're a team that should be making one-year moves to
and
bringing these guys and paying these money just for these guys because they're not that close. But as a fan, I'm not a fan of Steelers, but if it was the Bills and we were going to, I would be excited as a fan to see some of these players come in. It's me.
I'm not sure if I'm excited.
All right.
No.
All right.
What?
I'll tell you what, I think Cooper Kupp lost a huge step. I think you're excited because he's Cooper Kupp and he's on the Seahawks. And I don't think you should expect a lot out of him.
I'm not sure that I do expect.
Well, just letting you know. I remember you saying, "Oh, we should get Cooper Kupp," and I'm like First of all, he plays the same position as your other best receiver, and I just
Uh,
think he's lost something.
I think you can move JSN anywhere. I think
Okay.
you can move them all over. I don't. I mean, I think if there's a receiver, if there's receivers in the league that can still be good and effective, it's that type of receiver, right? Like Wes Welker,
Yeah,
uh,
I know what you're saying.
Cole Beasley,
Right. The Shakurs
Cooper
of the world.
Cup. Who? There's another guy that I just can't. I just that I was like guys that are shifty that can get open really
Right.
fast. Tyler Lockett. I mean, listen, I didn't want to see Tyler Lockett go. I wish he would have.
Yeah. And then
Signed
you
with,
got a real big issue with the same style type receivers.
no. I almost.
Yeah.
I if they didn't. If Cooper Cup didn't come,
Right.
I would have loved to see Lockett come back for cheaper,
Right.
right? I think Seattle overpaid maybe a little bit, but I do think there's some, if he can stay healthy,
Right.
I think that's a decent weapon. But yeah, no, I don't. I'm not.
I'm just saying fans like to see new weapons and everybody it's natural to get hyped. And if I was a Steelers fan seeing Jonnu Smith and DK and Rodgers and a rookie running back, and they've always been calling for the other running back to get Warren to get more time.
Yeah.
You get hyped up, you get excited. They still have a terrible offensive line.
Change is good. I get it. I get it.
I get to see the excitement.
Yep.
So,
All right. But Steelers fans, I mean, there's certain teams that have such a really high bar.
Right. No,
That
that's them.
I think in the past couple years, you could almost bank on knowing what the Steelers were going to be.
Right.
And like again, I don't think any of the last five or well, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be terrible, but I don't know. I could see this. There's a part of me that could see it being a rough year for Pittsburgh.
All right.
Because they're
We'll
excited.
have to make a bet. I know we're on the opposite sides a little bit here. I gotta wonder what the over under is, and we're gonna talk about this as the season.
We're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
Right. We will talk about tomorrow.
All right.
Let's talk about running backs. Running backs for fantasy. We kind of were talking about this off air, and I think I like the running backs that I was going through the list, and I think I like them a lot more than you. I'm looking at it. I think it's pretty deep.
When you say deep, do you mean like
I think there's some
bunch of guys that are just okay?
No, I don't think that. I like a lot of these guys that I think they could really produce. I mean, I'm going down to some of these rookies that you can't judge, but I do think they could be all right. Let's talk about some of these guys, but man, I really like these running backs this year.
Name me guys. Give me a list of guys that you're comfortable are going to be really good fantasy players.
Really good, just locks.
Yeah,
what
you would consider a lock to be a really good.
Right. See, I'm going to leave off any rookie. I don't know them. I don't know what they're going to do. I know Genty's the next great thing. I just don't know.
You're not putting Genty there.
I'm not putting Genty as a lock. Listen, rookie running backs is there's plenty of rookie running backs to come in and dominate. So I think he could be very good. I just don't know. But I mean, Bijan Robinson, Gibbs, these guys, Barkley's he's third on most people's list. The guy never gets touched before he gets 10 yards down the field. I'm not putting Henry on the guarantee.
Okay.
I think if he stays healthy, Achane could be a stud, and mostly because he catches 80 balls a year. Who else do I like? I like Chase Brown a lot.
Oh, come on, man.
You don't like Chase Brown?
Listen.
He had good numbers.
I'm going to give you my list.
Wait a minute, I'm not done with my list. I got more that I love.
You're already getting the garbage.
I'm not. James Cook, if he signs and plays, and he's.
Yeah, I said you're confident are going to be not confident. You would want to almost guarantee they're going to be very good.
James Cook, if he plays, he's gonna be. He'll have another 13 touchdowns. I think Kenneth Walker's gonna have a great year. I think they're changing it up. I think they like to run the ball a little more. I love him. We're talking about rookies. I like Hampton better than I like Genty. They purposely love to run the ball. Love him, Joe.
What about McCaffrey?
I don't put him on my list. He didn't play at all. I think he can easily bounce back and be a stud, but he's not on my gear. You know who I love? And
wait. Jahmyr Gibbs?
He was on. He said it.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear
he's
it.
number 2.
I know. Jonathan Taylor.
I don't put him on that list. I don't think he's been consistently good to be like I'm so confident in him. You want to know a guy I'm super confident in?
Who?
You're going to laugh.
I've laughed 3 times.
Chuba Hubbard. Love him. Love him. Dude, look at his numbers.
I know. Look.
Consistent, great. He's been a consistently very good. I'm not saying great. That was too much. Very good running back. Chuba Hubbard.
Can I have my list?
Wait a minute. Let me see if I'm done.
Oh, I hope so. Please be done.
All right, I'm done.
All right.
That's a great list.
Give my list.
Go ahead.
Bijan, I'm going.
All
Bijan,
right.
Gibbs. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah. That I'm super confident? Yes. I read something the other day about running backs after, I think it was like 350 touch seasons and 2,000 yards, right? Which is where Barkley is.
Yeah. All right. How many times did he get touched? He's not even going to hit it.
I'm just saying.
I know.
It happened like 15 times or something, right? There was one guy that finished in like the top 20. It was unbelievable to look at how bad it is. If he stays healthy, he's young enough that it should not be an issue, but there's no way that I could act surprised when 90% of the time in history it's gone one way. That I cannot be like, oh my God, how did that happen? I mean, it sounds crazy, but when I saw I wish I could find it, but when I saw it, it was so crazy, the numbers. Like, so many of them were just like, not even like not good. They were like awful the following season. I do really want to put him there, but the rest of these guys, A-Chain, I mean, listen, I mean, maybe he's going to get you some garbage points, but like I could see that being a mess in Miami. Chase Brown? What?
A-Chain's been good his first 2 years. He's only a third-year guy.
I know, but if that team's, I mean, what were his numbers last year?
So he had, I mean, it doesn't say reception touchdowns, but he had 78 receptions last year, 900 yards rushing. I don't know what his receiving yards were.
By almost 600.
Almost 600. So he had 1,400 yards total offense. And I'll say he had 4 receiving touchdowns. I'm just guessing. We'll say 10 total touchdowns.
He had 6, so he had 12 total touchdowns.
12 total touchdowns, 1,400 yards, 78 catches in a PPR league as a running back. I mean, what do you want?
From a fantasy perspective, but these guys just disappear so fast.
When? He's his third year.
No, you just said Kenneth Walker.
I like Kenneth Walker this year.
What?
I do like him this year.
I know, but go back and look.
I know. He wasn't good last year. They threw the ball 3 out of 4 times. They thought they were the greatest show on turf.
But oh, come on, where did this thing go? But like Kenneth Walker's rookie season, everyone's like, dude, this guy's phenomenal.
Right.
And then like you're just
Coaching
like
change, coaching, all the coordinators, it all matters.
I
Stuff
know.
matters.
I
They
mean,
got a more run-friendly coordinator this year. I like him this year. Listen,
there's
listen.
liking them, but there's also the like I would not be shocked at all. Not even, in fact, I don't know. I'm wondering. Let me look at one of my leagues. I'm trying to see where A-Chain finished in fantasy running backs last year. I'm curious. I'm gonna try and pull it up here.
Let's see if I can figure something out.
I'm trying to see. I think I might need one of these. I mean, I just in zero.
I got PPR. Let's see. Facebook leaders, right. Let's see.
In
He
zero.
was fifth. According to just like a Fantasy Pros thing, he was fifth.
Okay, fifth. I'm pulling up one right now, and let's just see. A-Chain. This was seventh, so he was between 5 and 7. There is 0% of me that would be shocked if he finished outside the top 10. Just at all.
I mean,
almost none of these guys are predictable.
I honestly think, Jimmy, there's zero difference between. Listen, there's offense, the schemes, and chances. To me, Devon Achane and Jahmyr Gibbs are like the same person. They're exactly the same to me. They're both extremely fast running backs, shifty, catch a ton of balls. It's just opportunity.
I think part of it is, but I think Gibbs is a better runner.
He's a slightly better running back. I agree. He's got a little bit more size to him. He's bigger, so he can take a little bit more of a beating. So listen, he's a more gifted running back, but they're similar styles. I'm telling you.
No, I don't.
You can say I get it, running backs, but I don't know. I think it's a real deep draft in running backs this year.
I think there's a lot of okay guys. That's what I think. There's a lot of guys.
There's a lot of years where you're like, I go into that, I go, man, once you get to like pick 10, you're like, these guys are already going to be split in time. There's not. That's what I like about them.
There's not. How many workhorses are there? Who's a workhorse? Barkley, Henry.
You got Bijan. Who splits with Bijan? It's going to be what's his name? Algier, but he doesn't.
But he's not.
Gibbs loses a ton of touchdowns to Montgomery. He does.
He does, but Montgomery's coming off an injury, and
he finished the season, Joe. Coming off an injury, he didn't miss a game. I don't think.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he might have missed. Now he didn't miss. I don't know if he missed maybe 1 or 2, but he did not miss a lot of games. He came back for the playoffs. So it's not.
He came back for the playoffs.
Yeah, all right. Well, he's not coming off. You can't say he's coming off an injury when he already played. I don't like that.
Yeah, you're coming off an injury. That doesn't mean
he's coming off an injury, but it's like you could say
he wasn't fully recovered.
Week 2 came off an injury. All right, Saquon's got no one. Gentry's going to be a workhorse. Henry is a workhorse, but the problem with Henry is that the other running back is the quarterback. I'm still waiting for him to fall apart. He hasn't done it yet, but we'll see.
I mean,
he's still the number one.
I'm going down last year. I mean, look at Breece Hall. Breece
Hall's a confusing one.
This is how confusing and unpredictable this stuff is.
Last year, I thought Breece Hall was an absolute lock, and he was like the first couple of weeks.
I mean, where do we put Bucky Irving? 2 years ago, people were.
You know where I put Bucky Irving? I don't draft Bucky Irving.
They were falling over themselves to draft Rachaad White. Remember, like 2 or 3,
he gets so many touches, even though he doesn't much. He touches them all the time.
And they just draft another guy. They just get another guy for no good reason. Seattle does it every year. Now people, I'm like, They drafted Damian Martinez, and I've heard so many times people are like, that could be Seattle's best draft pick. And I'm like, well, we took the guy out of Georgia 2 years ago at the same time that we took Walker's current backup now. What's his name?
Oh, Charmalet?
Charbonnet, right?
Yeah.
We got Charbonnet. I'm like, these teams just do it, and these guys just disappear. That's why I'm like, I have zero confidence in Chase Brown at all.
Oh, I like him. He had 1,000 yards, third year, going into the third year, at 1,000 yards last year with 7 touchdowns. He's on a great offense. There's really no one behind him that scares you. That's what I like.
We think that, but running back's too unpredictable. I'll say this: if you take the top guys, if you take the top 10 ranked guys, 4 to 5 of those guys aren't even finishing in the top 10. Not even. That's just you're destined for a Jonathan Taylor, a Breece Hall. You're destined for 3 or 4 of those guys all the time. Kenneth Walker. I mean, it just happens all the time.
Can I just? We're disagreeing. I get it. It's gonna happen to somebody, but some of it's due to injury. Some of it's due to scheme change. You can't do anything about injury. I mentioned this guy, and I know you just don't like him, and that's fine. You don't have to like him. But Chuba Hubbard is a top 10 running back in my book. I think he could be a top 10 running back. He could be. Last year he had 1,200 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns, 43 receptions. I don't know why he's as low as he is.
Well, because they went out and they got Rico Dowell, right? I think they got
Rico Dowell, yeah.
And they drafted.
Rico Dowell couldn't even get a start on the Dallas Cowboys. He had no one in front of him.
They drafted Etienne's brother, right? And I know he's a small little guy, but like.
And they just paid Chuba Hubbard too, which I always like.
I know.
It's not like he's going anywhere.
They gave him a decent deal.
They gave him decent money, so
they did.
I like him. Joe, you're not looking right at. I don't think you're seeing this running back.
I think it's when I get to 4 or 5, like I want, like if I'm picking my 5th receiver, like if I go to wide receiver and I'm picking my 5th receiver, like I'm getting like CeeDee Lamb, like Neighbors. Like these guys.
I'm not arguing that like you shouldn't draft a Neighbors over, say, like a Derrick Henry or an Achane.
I'm just
saying that's why maybe I do draft it's an easier call to draft Neighbors, because I'm looking down the list. I go, I'll draft Neighbors now, or I'll go right receiver, and then I'll come back around, and if I can get like Chuba Hubbard and Kenneth Walker, or Chuba Hubbard and maybe a rookie running back like Hampton, I'll take a risk on him. Dude, I'd be psyched.
I agree with that. Well,
like if I miss out on some of these top guys and for go wide receiver out, and I come back and I get a Chase Brown, which I like, I'd be excited. I even at Breece Hall, which I think he'll have a comeback here a little bit. I'd be pumped over that stuff, man. I think there's just, I think you can get Mixon, who had a good year last year. RJ Harvey, a rookie who's coming to a good team and a great offensive line.
I think those guys are serviceable. But I just think that's the whole. I mean, where's Jonathan Taylor this year?
That's the guy I pass on him probably.
Where's Mixon? Where's Aaron Jones? Where's Kamara? James Conner? Like these guys, like I just feel like it's literally like,
yeah, they're serviceable. Some of these guys, they're serviceable, but
all of those guys are serviceable. I think it's a hat of reach in the bag. Josh Jacobs, where's him?
He was a stud last year. I think he'd be very good this year. I didn't name him, but I had a lot of people.
But would you be shocked at all if? Would you be shocked at all if he had a crap season?
No, no. I didn't list Jacobs, obviously, so he
but
wasn't on my 15-person list.
but okay. Do you have a ranking? Where's he ranked?
I got him. He's on my she's 9.
He's 9.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel there's 3 or 4 guys that I'm like, yep, this is good. After that, I just think it's all such a risk. It's all such a risk.
It's always risk, but I think there's some really good value you can get at the running back position.
I think I know.
I think this is the year where I go, man, if I can get 2 stud wide receivers and then go running back or something like that, I think this is the year to do it. I just think there's value late in the.
I'll agree with you that I think there's value. I think here's the thing: you have to hit. You have to hit.
Right. I
That
mean,
could be-
yeah.
And that and Tony Pollard, right? Like DeAndre Swift. I could just go
I'm
down
not
this
taking
list.
Swift, but yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, Pollard, Swift. I don't like them.
But again, nothing. I mean, they're hard to peg where these guys are. I mean, Swift. Is there any reason if that Bears offense does turn it around that he can't have a really big season? Cook. I mean, Cook. And listen, I have been on the James Cook train for 2 seasons.
Right.
Right, I had him a bunch last year. I had a crap load of him 2 years ago, and he disappointed me until the last 5 or 6 games. This year, I mean, come on, 16 touchdowns. That is so freaking hard to repeat.
No, I'm not saying he'll repeat it, but he still catches enough balls and does a lot. And there's just not a lot of. I don't think there's anybody behind him that really you should be scared of to take snaps. I mean,
Oh, I think there is. I think they liked all those guys.
I don't know. I mean, they had him last year. They,
Ty Johnson was getting plenty of snaps last
Ty
year.
Johnson's third. I know. And he had a lot of snaps last year. I loved him. Every time he was in the game, I thought made plays. But
Yeah.
but James Cook was still the number 1 guy.
Yeah, and who's Ray Davis?
Ray Davis got touches, had some plays. Great.
And I could see them trying to get him a little bit more.
No.
A little bit more.
No, because they're going to sign him to 1 year. They're going to extend him for this year, pay him more, and then they're going to waste him away.
Ray
800
Davis.
carries.
Ray Davis.
Cook. They're going to waste him away. They're going to sign Cook. He's going to play this year, and then he'll be gone. But they're going to give him like 700 touches.
I'm not sure if he's built for that many touches.
No, he's not. I'm just saying they're going to basically abuse him and get rid of him.
Yeah, I really feel like after 4 guys on the running back, I might it's a dart throw. Like it's a dart throw. And half of the darts are gonna hit and be good. Half of them are gonna be like you're gonna be like, dude, this guy is freaking killing me. I need to play, name your guy. I need to play him because I drafted him, but you're like, he sucks.
All right. I mean, I just think there's a lot of really good depth this year at the running back.
On your cheat sheet,
Yeah.
give me one guy outside of the top 10
Okay.
that you think could finish in the top 5.
That's Chuba Hubbard for me always. That's my guy. I love
Oh.
the guy.
This guy.
He gives me a Chuba.
I was gonna say, you want to take this guy out to eat?
I like him, and I think outside
Chuba.
top 10, I like the Hampton, the rookie. I just think they have a top 5 offensive line at the Chargers, and that is what they do. They run the ball, and Najee Harris does nothing for that to scare anybody. So if you're gonna pick somebody, I'd pick him, and of course Chuba.
Chuba's 19th on ESPN.
Yeah, hey, it's a shame.
No
No respect.
respect. So if I'm gonna pick a guy, I gotta go again. This guy needs big upside. I gotta go Breece Hall.
Right, I like that. I agree with you there. I think he can come back. He is a stud real running back. He's gotta be better.
Well,
I do think it was a Rodgers issue.
Yeah, I think Rodgers was the problem.
You're right. I agree. I 100% agree.
I think that these other guys, who the heck knows? I mean, 10. So this is 10 Jacobs, no idea. Kyron Williams, you'd like to know. I could say, you don't know. Mixon, Cook is good. I could see Cook. I could see Cook finishing outside of the top 10 for sure. Kenneth Walker with Seattle. I'll be honest. I want to. I like the coach. I like the plan. I'm just not sure if he stays healthy enough. They're getting all these other guys. What about a guy? Give me a guy outside your top 20 on your rankings
Yeah.
that you like to finish, that could finish in the top 10.
All right. It gets a little trickier there. Let's see here. You know, you go. I think you go back to like a rookie, where you go like Caleb Johnson for Pittsburgh, or the Judkins for Cleveland,
There's
something
so
like that. But yeah, it's trickier.
I'm DeAndre Swift. I said him earlier. I like him. I like the upside that he could have in that
Yeah, I
offense.
think I've seen enough of DeAndre Swift to say that he's not going to be that guy. But I don't know. I don't know.
He's
I
had
like
some.
watching him run. I think he actually is a shifty guy, but he never does anything.
No, he's had some seasons.
No, Joe, you're wrong.
I'm
When?
not.
I think he did. I don't think he did. I'm gonna look it up. But
He had 1,000. I mean, he had 1,000 yards receiving or rushing in Philly. Then he had
yeah,
nine.
he had these
Then
best
he had
offensive line.
nine. Then he had 959.
Actually, didn't have a bad year last year. It was better than I thought.
I know. I pulled it, but I could see out of that because he's. I mean, in that rankings, you got a bunch of rookies, and like you
Right.
said, listen. I'll tell you this: one or two of those guys are going to finish in the
Right.
top.
I do think some of these rookies could come up and be good.
Some two guys from that are ranked 20 or below, or I think will probably come close to the top 10.
Right. No, I agree. Because that's the depth I'm talking about, Joe.
No, that's you're confusing depth with random luck and not
No,
knowing.
it's not. It's depth. I think there's solid depth.
Not knowing.
There's some random luck to it, but it's not.
Yeah, there's so few guys that I'm just like, yes, I love this guy. It's more like, well, I can sure hope. I can sure hope where I feel like some of these other positions, like receiver especially, right? I'm like, this guy's at 8 or 9. This guy's a beast still. They're still beasts. Brian Thomas Jr. beast.
Yeah.
Right? You get to the ninth running back, and you're like, I guess. Let's hope. I can hope.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep talking about it, but we're on disagreements on running backs, which is good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, next week I want that Chuba Hubbard jersey. I want you wearing it.
I would wear it. I gotta get that Chuba Hurt jersey going.
Oh,
Sure I can find it cheap.
Yeah, absolutely brutal. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. What you said earlier, that is usually my plan for running back, unless I get an early pick. I feel if I get picks, fantasy pick like 1 through 3, which I hate.
Right.
I absolutely hate it. I feel like I have to go running back because if I don't, when they come back, I'm really looking at what I consider almost random luck guys. But I don't know if the guy you pick doesn't perform that way, then you're really in trouble.
Right.
I.e. Christian McCaffrey.
Right. Well, yeah.
Chris, if you're listening, I still want Venmo because you owe me $500. You son of a bitch. I looked one day for like an hour for his Venmo. I'm like, if I find it, I'm gonna ask this guy for my money. But I couldn't nail it. So, All right. Well,
All right.
I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, early tea time.
And we're definitely gonna continue this discussion because
All right,
we got
maybe
bets
we'll see. Maybe we can go live on the course.
maybe we got to get some bets going. We're gonna throw out a guy. We're gonna give a ranking. We got to put a better to him.
All right, I like it. This is good because we're at odds at this one.
Yeah,
All right, man.
we'll see. All right, buddy. I will see you later. All of the fantasy listeners, and I know you guys are getting excited. Make sure to share our podcast so others can listen. iHeartRadio, Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. Give us a listen and pass it along. We got a couple special guests I think lined up for this summer, and we're gonna try and get, now that I got a little more freedom, I really would like to try and hammer down one or two, definitely two episodes a week. So
Sure.
next one, maybe we got tight ends coming up.
Got
Interesting stuff. Tight ends.
Deep. I love them all.
Oh, this guy, dude, and just anybody. You're like, I love this
I
guy.
love them.
So, all right, I will see you tomorrow. Let's get ready to hit him well.
All right, man.
All right, see ya.
See you.
Yeah. Hit the mics, take a seat, it's about to ignite. Two dudes with the spread, keep your bets locked tight. Sports talk sharp like a razor blade edge. Numbers don't lie, no need for a hedge. Welcome to the greatest fucking show on earth. From the pitch to the court where legends birth. Plays and parlays, every wager's worth. Sit back, tune in, ride the wave of mirth. Game clock's ticking, we predicting the heat. Fast talk, faster stats, never tasting defeat. Breakdowns crisp, clear, a handicapper's delight. Rolling dice with insight under stadium lights. Feel the rush, yards crush and adrenaline flow. Front row seats in this betting expo. Chasing triumphs, breaking every curse. Welcome to the greatest fucking show on earth. Field goals.